Hello, my math friends. Today we've got an interesting word problem. Let's dive right in and I'll help you learn how to approach it and solve it. A mixture of 6 pounds of fertilizer A, 17 pounds of fertilizer B, and 6 pounds of fertilizer C provides the optimal nutrients for a plant. Commercial brand X contains equal parts of fertilizer B and fertilizer C. Commercial brand Y contains 1 part of fertilizer A and 2 parts of fertilizer B. Commercial brand Z contains 2 parts of fertilizer A, 5 parts of fertilizer B, and 2 parts of fertilizer C. How much? Key question. How much of each fertilizer brand in pounds is needed to obtain the desired mixture? Whoa, that is a lot of information. So what I've done is I've created a table that's going to help us organize everything. And you'll see it over here. So I've titled the top row fertilizer so we can account for fertilizer A, B, and C. In our optimal mixture, we have 6 pounds of fertilizer A, 17 of fertilizer B, and 6 pounds of fertilizer C, equating to a total of 29 pounds. And so that is information I obtained from adding that up. And then let's organize our information for brand X mixture. We have nothing for fertilizer A, 1 part of B and C. And then for brand Y mixture, we've got 1 part of fertilizer A and 2 parts of B. And brand Z, 2 parts of A, 5 parts of B, and 2 parts of C. And you'll notice I included a totals row down here, and that's going to help us to solve this problem. So with these kinds of problems, or any word problem, it's always a good idea to lay out your information and see if you can extract other information. Because sometimes we don't have the whole picture, and once we do, we can come up with an equation to solve the problem. So as I said here, let's convert this information into a mathematical equation we can work with. First things first, let P, the variable P, represent the measure of 1 part in pounds, because that is what the question is asking for. It wants it in pounds. Now, what you want to do is look at this table here and understand what we can put together. So you've noticed that I got a total of 29 simply by adding these numbers up. So I know, okay, at the end of the day, I do need a total of 29 pounds. But what does that consist of? So it equals 2 parts of brand mixture X, our brand X mixture, so I got that by adding 1 and 1 is 2. 3 parts of brand Y mixture, I got that from adding 1 and 2, and 9 parts by adding 2, 5, and 2. And so all that information is translated into the equation: 2 parts plus 3 parts plus 9 parts from the 3 different brands. At the end of the day, those parts need to equal 29 pounds. Hopefully that is making sense. Now, 1 part, I don't want you to get confused. 1 part doesn't mean 1 pound necessarily. 1 part, that's what we're going to figure out with this equation. We know that at the end of the day, there are 14 parts. So we solve 29 equals 14, P. And then we get 29 over 14 equals P. So that is approximately 29 over 14 pounds, or approximately 2.07 pounds. So that's 1 part. So let's talk about this word part real quick. If you look at brand X mixture, for example, that means that one of these parts in that bag of fertilizer is 2.07 pounds. And because the fertilizer C is also 1 part, that one is also 2.07 pounds. So again, it doesn't necessarily, 1 part doesn't necessarily mean 1 pound. We have to figure out what that is first. And that's what we've done with this equation. Okay, so Now that we've figured that out, I'm going to remake this table down here. As you can see, I have another table with some new information. And the new information is that bottom totaled row. I've filled in some math here, and here is the explanation for that. So what's going on? So brand X mixture, right? We've got brand X mixture. I know that in total I have 2 parts, so that means 2 times P. The value of P is 29 over 14. I left it as a fraction for the sake of accuracy. At the end of the day, we can put our answers in decimals, but just a little side note, when you're doing long calculations in multi-step problems, it's a good idea to leave things in fraction form until the end for the sake of accuracy. So we end up with 58 over 14, which is approximately 4.143 pounds of brand X mixture. Moving on to brand Y mixture. There's 3 parts in total for brand Y, so 1 plus 2 makes 3. So we say 3P, 3 times 29 over 14. Remember, P is 29 over 14. We had solved for it back here. Simplify 87 over 14, and that's 6.214 pounds for brand Y mixture. And the same for brand Z mixture, total of 9 parts, which is 9P. 9 times 29 over 14 is 261 over 14, which is about 18.643 pounds. Now, if you add those 3 numbers that I boxed here together, you'll see that you'll get 4.143 plus 6.214 plus 18.643 equals 29 pounds. So we know we did it right. It matches our total that we had concluded from the beginning of the problem. And so to finally answer this question, we have written as a statement, you need 4.143 pounds of brand X, 6.214 pounds of brand Y, and 18.643 pounds of brand Z. And that is a question answered. If you need to solve it to accuracy of the 10th place or the 100th place, it doesn't say in this problem, so I just kind of did it to 3 decimal places to get some more accuracy. Hope that helped, and good luck. You got this.